So in this video, I'd like to talk about the new character editor, show a bit of how it works and how I think it works behind the scenes a bit. Okay, so we go to character customization. Okay, first you can pick between woman and man. But first I'll show you a character I recently created. Let's go load and save. Let's load this one. It's one of my favorite characters I created because it actually looks like a realistic person. Notice it. Some dude probably in his mid-30s, early 40s. Has seen some things, and what I really like about the eyes of this character is like he has that Rob Schneider dead stare like that with the mustache. It reminds me of Rob Schneider in, which movie was it? In Don't Mess with Dohan. Or in The Ridiculous 8. Was it The Ridiculous 6? I don't remember. Okay, so now I'd like to show you how the character editor works below the hood. Because I think the developers on Sitcon, they showed it as some type of sculpting thing. But I think the sculpting is sort of fake. Like, it's still a good editor, but the sculpting is fake in a sense. So let me show you. So you go to DNA. I can go to Sculpt, or you can go to Blend. And the sculpting is just another form of blend that is mastered sculpting. So for example, if you're over here, let's say you want to increase the neck size or something like that. Drag it down. So what it looks like is that you can actually make the neck area drop a bit more and make the character look a bit heavier. But you're actually not sculpting, you're just swapping out the neck portion, blending it with a character that has a bit of a heavier neck. So for example, let's pick one with a more heavier set. This guy, for example. Let me find one. See here, I got 4% of the blend jaw. So basically, each character that you blend over here, what happens if you drag a point, it basically blends from the other characters that closest match what you want to do. So let's say you want to have a higher eyebrow like that. Notice it's reaching a limit. It's basically blending between the different characters who match what you want to do with your mouse. So you want to have a wider nose. It's actually not physically like freeform blending the character or freeform sculpting it. It's basically looking up the characters that have wider noses, and then it matches to that nose. You can actually see that value if you click around some noses. You can find from which ones they're most likely blending. I still think it's a great system, but it's only a freeform sculpting, like you would expect it from what they showed in Sitcon. But it's still an upgrade from the previous system. Okay, let's go up here. Let's move it closer again. Okay, now let's make a completely new character. Okay, first I'm going to move all the facial hair so we can see the features better. And now on purpose, I'm not going to go and sculpt from a specific head and start from there. I'm just going to use this head and just try to go from a free-form perspective, like the way I want to shape the character without pre-picking from what's already there. Technically, you're still pre-picking, but from a more sculpting perspective. Okay, let's see. Let's say I want him to look a bit older, and I want like a more gaunt appearance over here. Let's see if I can do that with that character like that. Let's drag that in here. Get the cheeks to be... I want the cheeks to be normal. There's no point over here to make it more gaunt. I think in staff field you can actually do that. And the nose, I want to have a more narrow, pointy nose. So it looks a bit more Northern European from a colder climate. Nose point a bit up. It's a bit hard to catch that point up here. As you can see here, it's actually pretty limited. It looks like sculpting, but in staff field, I think you can actually sculpt with much more detail. It's basically a blending system, like from the previous iterations, but they mastered as a sculpting system. So here, for example, I wanted to have the narrow nose, but at the moment I start doing something with the nose bridge, it also starts blending that part heavily because it's not really a blending system. Let's make the eyebrows a bit lower. Give it a more flat appearance on the top. Let's see if we can find that part. Yeah, you can barely influence that part because most characters this can probably have the same angle of the forehead like that. Because in certain directions you have almost no effect. If I go this way, actually there's almost no effect on the forehead. It mostly handles the head shape. That's the limitations of the system right now. Let's make the nose a bit shorter. Let's put in a little overbite. See if that's possible. See, there's no point to do up here on the upper lip. Again, it's much more limited than Starfield's system. But they have really good head scans, so you get still a good variety of characters out of it. Okay, now ear shape doesn't matter much once you got hair on. Now the nose to be much more narrow like that. See how limited the system is. Okay, now I want to give the character a more older looking skin tone. And that's again really hard to do in this game because you can't really select imperfections that imply more age. You only get sunspots and freckles. Skin tone, I'll leave something like that. Now, here's what I don't get in most game beard selections in video games. Almost nobody wants that many side shop variations. That's out of fashion for like 150 years, I think. They should have more variations in regular full beards or something. And body hair. Yeah, that looks like a slightly middle-aged haircut. I mean, that's what I like in this game. You can actually, with a new character editor, you can make it look like a normal character, not like some boy band member, like just a normal person with some imperfections. So for example, on what I really like about the face scans, notice here, the asymmetry in the face. That's pretty realistic because most people don't have perfectly symmetrical faces. I think almost nobody on the planet has it. There's always some slight variations in the center line. Probably leave this one on. Now, as for the hair color, like this desaturated gray, and you can also have variations in here. So, for example, if it's 100%, you get some color variations in it. The problem is it's only the dye. You can't control the variation itself. I'll just keep it like that. Maybe some. I mean, the colors look amazing the way the light shines through them, but that's a bit too yellow blonde. Yeah, something gray like that. Yeah, they did an amazing job with the hair shaders here. Like the way it goes through your hair, it's amazing. Look at this. So in all, the system, it produces great results if you want normal characters, but you don't have much choice for like making the character look older or something. Because especially in the imperfections department, I could add more like different rings under the eyes or something, discolorations in the character's face or something. Now, if you want to save your character, you can just load and save. You can save it or load another character that you made. And those saves are permanent, I think, between patches. And you can also find them. I'm going to leave the path to the saved character files in the description of the video, which is in this case, the EPTU user client 0 custom characters. And they're actually quite small files, like 4 kilobyte files. So you can copy them to your friends or download them or upload them somewhere.